2025 has been an amazing year. Well, in all honesty and modesty, not WWE. Not for them. Not for TKO. Maybe for the UFC division. But as far as the work division, WWE, it's been one of the worst years. And I don't mean that as an attack, but we're just being blunt, we're being honest here. For me, as a 17-year experienced writer, choreographer, and pro wrestling sports entertainment, 17 years experience, I trained at John Cena's wrestling school by his trainers, UPW, where he was discovered by Rick Bassman, and they had all that drama. Yeah, it's not the best place political-wise, but training-wise, you got the Ballards, and you got some of the best. So Cena was very lucky to break in like that. I was very lucky. I didn't make it big. I didn't become famous, but I could say this. On my wrestling journey, I got called by WWE thanks to the help of Jesse Hernandez when I was 21 in 2010. For when I was going to college, Pierce College, I submitted a script and a treatment, a writing example that had Shawn Michaels' proposed last segment. So I'm not going to say I'm going to take credit for the career versus streak storyline, but I'm more of a detail-oriented finish, usually what I write and pitch, and then I focus on the ending of the show, the segment. And so I gave 7 paragraphs worth of spots that Taker and Shawn could have done on the outside of the ring because, let's face it, they had a tough match to follow. Wrestlemania 25 was a near-perfect match, even with the botch of Jimmy Snuka's son not catching Taker and Taker landing on his head and getting hurt. They still pulled it off. That even made the match more exciting. It was just like one of the greatest matches ever. So that's a tough act to follow. We're going to have a rematch. The story is pretty cool. Shawn's obsessed. He wants to retire Taker. He's putting his career on the line. But as far as the performance, well, the year before I had some pretty cool, 20-year-old me had some cool ideas. And, maybe they checked it out and they're like, okay, cool. Let's just, this inspiration to do something cool, but I can't claim anything for 25. At 26, I gave them a lot of stuff they could have done outside the ring. I gave them an excuse to keep Taker safe and act like he's going to go for the dive, and Shawn cuts them off. And then when we go from a technical standpoint as a writer, and I did my own style, paragraph for paragraph for the spots. And people are going to say, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, yeah. At WrestleMania, some of the best matches have been spotted out move per move, like Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat. Everyone was making fun of Macho Man for spotting it out so much, writing it move per move, and then it ended up stealing the show. So, anyways, whatever. And then I wrote what's going to happen after the match, the cliffhanger. And everything step by step was the way it was. And it was a match so much so that Jesse Hernandez sent this proof to WWE, and they were obliged. They were enthralled. They were shocked. And right away, the very next morning after Jesse submitted the proof, I got a call from WWE, from a talent recruiter. Wasn't the most competent guy, and with all due respect, the guy that bossed him in the CC email that got me the call, John Laurinaitis, isn't the most competent guy. I dealt with him, and that's a bad mix to have. He's an idiot, and he's a jerk. And sadly, it was his orders for that dweeb, Jonathan Weiner, then recruiter, to call me, and I never really got my rightful opportunity. All this bullshit, we need you to have non-wrestling related TV production experience. What kind of bullshit is that? I already retired the greatest of all time at 21, Shawn Michaels. So I get being humble about it, but I'm not going to let you discredit me, So, and now we're at a situation where WWE doesn't have all those requirements necessary. You don't need non-wrestling related TV production experience. Heck, you don't even need a degree from college. As long as you're just creative or you're qualified for the job. And they really can't get that picky, especially right now, because 2025, I digress, has been the absolute worst year. While I had the best year, I got 3 reviews from a New York Times journalist, Amazon book author, and director of a movie that I'm script supervisor for. I've had an amazing year, and wrestling has propelled me to bigger and better in Hollywood. Because of those 3 great reviews, he hired me to be a script supervisor. So I'm not bragging, but also at the end of the day, if you're too humble, you don't give yourself the credit you deserve, people screw you over. So yeah, I'm done with that. 2026. I'm going to focus more on non-wrestling related projects. However, my wrestling legacy, lineage, background means a lot to me. And so I'm going to give WWE one more chance to do the right thing. I have something for SMNE, Saturday Night's Main Event, where they could save Cena's retirement tour with options A, B, and C. And then, so they don't rip people off again at Wrestlemania, I'm rewriting what got a great review from the New York Times journalist. I'm rewriting it so it fits more into this WrestleMania again 42. So it fits more into the current product, but it's pretty much the same thing. And it makes more sense. That could be the saving grace. I'm calling my shot here, and if I don't get it done, that's a career for me. I'm gonna have that pre-written for 2026 here. It's only fitting. John Cena's career is coming to an end. I was trained by his trainers. I went to UPW. I'm on my retirement tour this year, and I did my best. Did better than WWE. Did better. My writing was more entertaining than even Cena's retirement tour. And that's it, you know. It's time to move on to bigger and better. But there's one more chance for you guys to not screw over the talent and not screw over the fans. And that's all I got to say about that. Because I'm the freedom fighter, and I am revolution. There's not a darn thing you can do when prophecy is upon you.